Morning and welcome back to Fucknuts Garage. Today we're doing a tune-up on a 216 Ford Escape 2-liter EcoBoost. So what the intent is here is we're gonna put in a new set of spark plugs and do a fuel system flush. So we'll walk you through it step by step and show you some of the do's and don'ts and procedures. Most of what I show you here, folks, if you have a little bit of knowledge, you realize that you can use these tips and tricks on other vehicles. That once you realize, one bolt maybe 13 mil, 14 mil, 15 mil, another car, it might be a 14, a 16, a 17, a 19, a 21, etc. You see a pattern developing here. So you can apply this to more than just one case, one scenario, one application, whichever you are comfortable in saying. But anywho's, we're going to start in here. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back to you. Thank you. Now, of course, I'm behind the camera, and like I said, we're dealing with a 2-liter EcoBoost here. So we'll start by removing the engine sight cover. So get it down in here and unplug these little coil tabs, these little red stoppers. Please do not remove these things. They slide back, and then we'll proceed to unplug the coil there. So just check these wires, make sure there's no corrosion, no chewing. Rats like to get up in here and build nests, as you can see right down in there. Good valley for the rodents to get into. Anywho, we'll get a couple of these coils unplugged. We'll sneak one out and show you the procedure on how to do this. Now, what I'm using here is just my old trusty Mac Tools fuel line disconnect tool. Works pretty slick, as you can see. Got one claw on the top, one on the bottom, wiggle and pull. That's what she said, by the way. Anywho, there you go. 4 is unplugged. I do apologize for the poor camera quality, the shaky. I'm doing it with one hand, talking to you with the other, so whatnot. Anyhow, we're gonna go ahead. I've got to remove this air intake tube right here. So we'll take a pause here, and I gotta, take out a bolt right here. Push this clip in so it'll undo. Get this hose clamp off. Another hose clamp right there. They're both 7 mil. This hold down bowl here that I just showed you, that's an 8 mil flavor. So if you want to give me a second, get some of these out and I'll walk you through the rest of the procedure. Be right back. Now, just a quick rundown of the tools required to do the job. We got your 5/8 plug socket, a 6-inch extension, 3/8 drive ratchet. Got my long reach quarter drive with an 8 mil socket on it. Flat or standard bladed screwdriver, whichever you prefer. 7 mil for the hose clamps. I got that little hook tool so I could undo the tabs and the quick releases. And again, my little curved fuel pliers. So we'll go ahead here. Start by pulling this line off here. Already took the clip off it, little green one. Get that bolt out of there. My partner in crime there, Mr. Medic, he's off doing his deal today. He's taking care of some business, so we're going ahead here. Gotta take a pause for the cut. Anyways, back to you here. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna get this clamp off here. apologize about that. We had a customer here, long time customer here. Good lad, real good lad. Needs some work done on his Mercedes, so we'll be taking that on here in the next coming weeks here. So we got another clamp right here. Of course, it comes in from the side, so I'm gonna see if I can stand this up here. Not too distant future, we'll get maybe a tripod system, but right now I need to be able to use two hands, so I apologize for the bit of a camera angle, but anywho. Try not to be too long here. Oh, need to grab a little extension here. So I got my little 2-inch snap-on extension here. Probably as a lot of you fellers or fellettes are realizing, tools this day and age is getting to be somewhat out of whack, so I do apologize again for my big old Neanderthal arms being in the way there, blocking your view, but lad's got to do what a lad's got to do, so that's where he needs to be. Help a fella understand. So, get that out of the way. Can anybody explain to me how come the automotive manufacturers build cars sometimes upside down? Like, you know, you work from the top to the bottom, and here we are. Need a clamp that's on upside down. Like, what were you thinking, man? Anywho, I just put that on here now. I figure out a new approach. Hope you are all enjoying this day. Today here, it's almost 19 degrees in the old Kingston. So, the old coal country, as they call it, southeastern Ontario, Canada. Get my little thumb ratchet out here. Get the battery cover off. Get that out of the way, and voila, there is our clamp. Help take my gargantuan arms out of the way there a little bit. Like I've said to you many times before, a lot of this automotive industry is just like watching paint dry. So, anyhow, got that clamp off. We just push that duct back a little bit. We didn't need to take it off the other end. So we're just trying to expose the coils here. Got a little loom here. Just gonna take a peek, see through the camera, and make sure you can see what I can see. You know, whatnot. Got a little light on the situation there for you. Try to get it so there's not so much glare. You see this little tab right here. Get that worked up there, off. I don't claim to know everything, although I'll tell you, I do know absolutely everything, But, you know, a lot of times you look at videos and there's reposts of videos, people found easier ways and whatnot, so I guess, you know, this automotive trade realizes we don't need to be ignorant. We can help each other out, and that's what it's all about, you know. Because we don't always know the absolute best way to do stuff. Like I said, we'll try and convince you we do, but we're really off our eggs in the straw. Got a little 8mm speed wrench here. Just bolt it here. If it'll fit down on it. No, probably not. Grab a ratchet. So now you see we're on the bolt. Again, I do apologize for, you know, my hands being in the way, but fellas got to do what a fella's got to do. So we got that bolt out. It's one that has a wiring harness loom on it, as you can see right there. So we'll gently twist that back and forth and pull this coil up out of here. Now, I want to show you one thing. This boot is completely dry. If you have a cylinder misfire, it's not always a bad coil, a bad spark plug, you know, a fuel injector, injector wiring harness, crank sensor, etc. It could be nothing more than the valve cover gasket has shrunk due to being heated up and expanded and contracted so many times through your warm-up cycles, drive cycles, you know, using your car basically. Down in the spark plug tube, there's a seal on the top of it. Now, I don't know that I can get down in here and show you what I mean, but we're going to try. So a little help with the camera. Okay, well, where the aluminum and the black contact, I don't know if you can see down in there very well. Anywho, that's probably about the best we're going to get it. There's a sealing ring there as part of the valve cover gasket. That can leak. And what happens is the oil goes down and around the spark plug and fills up down in there. Now, with the light in there, it gets down and around the spark plug, pools up, fills up, and gets onto the rubber of the coil. Now, the spark will take the easiest path to ground, so it will in turn fire through the side of the rubber boot here on the coil. So do this into the spark plug tube. So bear in mind that tube that you've seen is right there. So the oil fills up, and you'll, you know, be able to check your oil through the depth, like on the depth of the boot here. So it will indeed fire to the cylinder head, not necessarily out the end of the spark plug. So pay particular attention. These are in really good shape, nice and dry. You know, look down in the end of it. Don't see no corrosion, no nothing of the sort. Now, it's been my experience too. You get that little thing of petroleum jelly in there that you're supposed to, you know, put in the end of the coil here, so it aids when you shove it down onto the spark plug. The boot doesn't stick. That stuff almost always congeals and causes the spring and the piece of graphite that's inside here to be pushed off the plug, and it won't fire properly. So, you know, later on I'll show you how to do it so you don't get it jammed in the boot. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of the coils out of here. You know, so we'll take a pause and we'll bring you back when all the coils are out. Oh, welcome back. We're just taking the last of the 4 coils out here. So now, I've got them all laid in order. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now what I'm gonna do right here is something I always do. I'm gonna lay the phone down and make you wonder what the hell I'm doing. And I'll be right back. So, I'm take the end of the coil, stick it down there. Take my trusty, what is this? Auto Writer wet erase marker. Great. Hope it don't start sweating here. I just want to take it. Let's do a little number 1 right there. So move that one out of the way. Bring over the next one. Wipe it down to just a nice number 2. You kind of see a pattern developing here. If you're like me, I have a hard time counting. I think this is number 12. But, you know, I'm looking at my phone and seeing the time on the video go up. So, you know, I realize there's 1, 2, oh. And then this number, which is half an 8 or whatever it is. I don't know. Looks like a 3 or an E or something. And then last but not least, we will bring down this one, and it will be, what will this one be? That's right. That's awesome. Number 12 or number 4. So that way there, they go back in their corresponding cylinders. Now, be a good time to get in here and show you all the nice droppings. Now, I already showed you that it's a sealed, you know, system down in there, so relax. You know, I wanted all them out of there, so I get this all blown out. The spark plugs, just for shits and giggles, are still down in the hole, as you can see. So, we'll take a minute here, and we're going to get our old debris remover 1000 out here, and we're going to blow this all out. 1 sec. So now we're going to show you how to get the spark plug out of the head, because I have no rubber in my socket. So we'll just do this. Use a magnet, pickup tool. Voila. So now all the spark plugs are out. We're going to use some NGKs, iridiums. NGK means the most used. Oh, not good kind. Well, if you got a better kind, let me know. I mean, they're laser tipped. You know, you want to use a wire spark plug gapper, not the old slide type, because you absolutely do not want to bend that. So the gap on these are 31. What I do is just use my finger, put it down in there, or you can use the old trusty magnetic tool. Go down on the side, put your finger there, lever down in the hole. I prefer the finger, so I've already put a little bit of anti-seize grease on each one of the threads, so it eases in removing them in the future. Grab our spark plug socket with the extension on it, And you just want to finger tighten these. Wind them down. Never use air tools, please. You run the risk of cracking the porcelain, over tightening, cross threading. You know, torque on these are 106 inch-pounds. If you're not sure how to convert it over and you only got a foot-pound one, you take the 1.6 or 106 inch-pounds divided by 12 equals 8.83 foot-pounds. So you can round that up to 9, you know, and proceed to torque it from there. So you want to start all your, you know, all your plugs by fingers, so that way there you can make sure that they're threading down in, not cross threading. You can feel them go down in seat, tighten up, you know, on the seat. Almost drop that back down on the porcelain. So we're going to take a brief pause here. We'll carry on putting them in. Be right back to you. So we went ahead and reinstalled the coils. We're going to plug them back in now. Make sure you feel the click. Shove the lock in. See that? So you want to do it right there, fellas. Fillets. All back in. Numerical order. We'll go ahead and reassemble it here.